The 5th Annual LISC Indianapolis Love Thy Neighborhood Awards is presented by Merchants Bank of Indiana.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the 5th Annual LISC Indianapolis Love Thy Neighborhood Awards. I'm Phil Sanchez.
And I'm Alexis Rogers. Thank you so much for making time to be here tonight to celebrate the amazing people undertaking incredible projects all throughout our community.
The Love Thy Neighborhood Awards highlight people, projects, initiatives, and organizations impacting neighborhoods around central Indiana.
Now we have 12 finalists. They've all been selected, 3 each in 4 categories: livability, opportunity, vitality, and education.
And tonight we will see stories from these 12 finalists and announce the winner and a $2,500 cash award for each category.
In addition to the 4 award categories, you'll have the opportunity to vote for the $5,000 People's Choice Award. That's a whole lot of money.
Certainly is, but first let's learn more about the organization behind these awards. LISC Indianapolis, from the Executive Director of LISC Indianapolis, Dr. David Hampton.
Well, thank you so much. We're excited to partner with Wish TV again to recognize 12 amazing finalists to our Central Indiana viewers and beyond. LISC Indianapolis is the local office of a national organization led by residents and community-based organizations to not only revitalize our neighborhoods and underserved communities, but we also transform distressed communities into vibrant and healthy ones. We champion issues of education. We also stimulate economic development. We create avenues out of poverty, and we work to close the racial equity gap. Our efforts are based on proven principles of sustainable revitalization that work best when driven by the community and driven by stakeholders, as opposed to those efforts being driven from the outside. Residents feel as if what is being done is done with them, not for them or to them. Love Thy Neighborhood Awards was created in 2017 to really shed light on those who work so very hard in the area of community development in our communities, as well as the people and organizations on the ground who really make a difference in Indianapolis neighborhoods daily. So often the work of such impassioned individuals goes unnoticed, and so this affords us an opportunity to not only recognize those individuals who work every day in our neighborhoods, but also to highlight the good news, the good work that's happening in our communities every day, the challenges we face, and some of the solutions to those challenges. I want to thank our generous sponsors for this event. Of course, this work is only possible through collaboration, and we're grateful to the businesses and organizations that have stepped up to support these awards. Organizations can be nominated or they can self-apply. This year we had over 50 applicants, and the selection committee had the difficult task of choosing only 12 finalists. We know there are many more examples of this kind of heroism throughout our city. We encourage you to think about those organizations, people, projects, or initiatives that you can lift up and nominate this year. Be sure to follow LISC Indianapolis on Facebook and Twitter to learn more about the awards process and to apply for the 2022 award program.
Such important community development work happening right here in Indianapolis neighborhoods. But before we jump into celebrating tonight's finalists, let us hear from our title sponsor.
Hello, I'm Mike Dunlap, CEO and President of Merchants Bank of Indiana. Merchants Bank is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Love Thy Neighborhood Awards this year. This program honors individuals and organizations who through their work have profoundly transformed neighborhoods throughout the greater Indianapolis region. Merchants Bank and LISC share similar values as two organizations laser focused on community development. We understand the importance of local organizations working together to build stronger, resilient, and inclusive communities. At Merchants Bank, we've developed key strategic initiatives focused on advancing affordable housing, and we're passionate about developing and executing on products and services to assure that affordable housing is developed and retained, whether it be through home ownership or rental housing. Through our impact program, which is Merchants Positively Advancing Communities Together, we strive to stimulate community and economic development, promote financial literacy education, and connect people in their communities through our volunteerism and contributions in the communities we serve. On behalf of everyone here at Merchants, we're honored to be the presenting sponsor, and we congratulate and celebrate all the award nominees for the important work they do every day. You bring about real and impactful change to neighborhoods of the greater Indy area. We wish you well and keep doing great things.
And let's now start to recognize some of the community game changers right here in central Indiana.
We'll begin with the Livability Award, recognizing an organization or project with a long-standing commitment to healthy communities. Finalists in this category have created communities in which residents have daily access to art, to nature, recreation, and even beauty.
Here's last year's Livability category winner, Indy Convergence, to tell us more about how the award has helped their organization.
I'm Caitlin Negron. I'm the Executive Director at Indy Convergence, and we are the winner of the 2020 Livability Award.
Whatever happens with this river is going to be the major determining factor of what happens to our neighborhood. So we thought about what it might look like to bring some arts down onto the river, to create a way to get residents down there and help residents claim that as an asset of their own.
So at Rising Tide, we like to say it's mobile, non-invasive arts programming along the White River. And so that gives us a lot of freedom to let it evolve. And then also sort of neighborhood initiatives to get residents of the Near West to the river.
We set up either the floating stage or the all-terrain stage usually the same day. It's usually a 24-hour install. We get ready for the performance, we do the performance, and then we break it down that night.
We were so happy and proud to be the winner for the Livability Award last year. It meant that our community and the City of Indianapolis believes in what we do, and that we were able to keep doing our programming by the river.
It's creating a whole kind of branding campaign that helps people to reimagine how they can use the waterway and make it benefit their community in ways that they hadn't even thought of before.
It's put together so closely with the community's need and desire to reconnect with the White River in a safe way, a safe and family-friendly way, that it has so much potential. We can expand the trails, we can clear new spaces of invasive species with volunteer groups through the Rural White River Committee. And then with those new spaces, we can continue to offer exciting, innovative, new performance experiences for artists.
We are doing a Rising Tide, which is a Riverside series along the White River, where we bring new, exciting, innovative arts programming to the river that brings people to the river in a different way, so that we understand and can engage with our city's most important natural resource, which provides 60% of our drinking water. And it just means that we get to keep doing what we're doing and give artists opportunities to share what they do with our entire city and our Near West neighborhood. Thank you so much for being a supporter of Love Thy Neighborhood Awards. We hope that everyone continues to support this initiative, and thank you so much.
Caitlin, thank you so much. Now here are the 2021 finalists for the Livability category.
Theater has such a wide range to change mindsets, to change lives. It's something that has been around for generations, for thousands of years. And it has been a source of entertainment. It has been a source of escapism. It has been a source of social justice and awareness.
The Fonseca Theater Company is a multicultural arts and community organization that focuses on using stories to build connections in the community, to create shared experiences, and to get folks to step outside of their comfort zone and engage with the questions and challenges of today. We're based in the near west side of Indianapolis. It's one of the more diverse communities in the city, and it's also one of the more underserved, underrepresented neighborhoods.
I've always wanted to be a part of a theater company that really represented the Black, Brown, Latinx, Asian, LGBTQ+ community, and so on, because we need more theater companies like that.
We curate the season specifically to make sure that we're representing as many backgrounds, identities, experiences as possible. We really create unique experiences here where folks can truly engage with whatever the subject is of the play. Really make sure that folks walk away learning something or thinking about something differently. We're in our third year, and we've already accomplished so much between getting this first building renovated, between all the productions we've put on, between continuing the education programs, a myriad of partnerships that we've been able to work with throughout the neighborhood with different schools and community centers.
We're just super excited to continue to stay open and thrive.
Brian and I started co-founding this organization years ago. Brian's whole mission, his entire career, was dedicated to using theater as a tool to create change. And that is a spirit and a value myself and my incredible team here at Fonseca are working hard to keep alive and well.
Women in Motion's main focus today is for everyone to know their HIV status. There are at least 250,000 people in the United States walking around who do not know their status. Our main goal is to end the HIV/AIDS epidemic. And in doing so, we continue to educate and empower individuals in our community.
I'm fine. Will you be interested in filling the survey out for us?
God put it on my heart to start Women in Motion. Its inception date is 2003. We started doing education on HIV testing, as well as its cofactors, domestic violence and substance abuse. Anything we talk about empowers women, and our focus is behavioral change.
We go anywhere that is needed to educate people on HIV and prevention.
You know, way times are today is we need to be more compassionate in our community to help each other. It's helping people to take another look at risk factors and behaviors and the different services we have if you do or if you contract HIV or any other things that you might be going through.
We like to let people know that there is hope out there, that, you know, they can live a healthy, clean, because we got backgrounds and recovery.
We don't judge, we meet them right where they are. We only want to know where we can help them.
Before I was involved with Women in Motion, I was sitting in my vehicle with my children, basically was homeless, and they were doing an HIV outreach thing, and Women's in Motion actually paid for a hotel room for me and my children. I've learned a lot from them, and I wish to continue to keep learning more from them.
We're gonna meet you right where you are and allow you to take one step at a time. We will go over and above to get our message out. When one is educated and have the resources they need to change their behavior, then that will impact the community as a whole.
It's definitely been a struggle, but I've made it, and I continue to keep on making it.
When I was growing up, we took pride in living out here. We watched grocery stores leave, we watched schools close down, we watched a lot of youth outlets and opportunities and resources leave our community. Me seeing that and being impacted by that, I wanted to create something where people in this community felt seen. And this is why we're creating the Ross Center. This would be a one-stop shop to find every resource and service you could think of. So all of us working together, we gotta engage the residents so they could feel a part of this. All of our programs and activities is centered around our 5 pillars. That's youth empowerment, crime prevention, advocacy, community wellness, and emergency response.
You see that all day care? We're turning that into a community center now. We're gonna have a playground, we're gonna have a block party, we're gonna have a community garden, a vegan restaurant, mental health if you need help.
So we have an outreach team that's dedicated to going door to door, engaging the community, providing resources and information that's coming up.
Point of contact is to first engage and show that we do care. What it creates is a rapport.
We just check on the community. We see what resources they need, what problems are they having at that specific time, and what do most families need.
Every month we get together, rally some volunteers, people from the organization, and we go out and clean up our communities. You know, coming down this street and you're seeing trash on both sides of the street, it adds to the oppression, and we call it visual oppression. And so we want to eliminate that environmental stress as much as possible. We want to eliminate every barrier and challenge that they have. We want them to be able to focus on living and not surviving.
We all know what we have, what weaknesses, what strengths we have. We can all work together to make the community a better place.
This is just the beginning to creating something that will last in our communities forever. We have to create more permanent strategies. And we want to create something that's ran by the community, that's built by the community, and that's utilized by the community.
I am so pleased to announce the winner in the livability category is Fonseca Theater Company. Congratulations to this Near West theater that gives voice to and celebrates minority communities throughout theater and civic engagement. They really do a lot of amazing work. The organization will receive $2,500 in cash to help further their mission. Kudos to you guys.
Absolutely. We now turn to the opportunity category.
This category recognizes an outstanding organization or project that focuses on creating jobs, building human capital, supporting existing businesses, and redeveloping commercial property for viable new businesses.
Before we announce the finalists, let's hear from someone very close to this project for insight into how much winning this award has meant to local neighborhoods and to the LISC organization.
My name is Megan Bulla with LISC Indianapolis, and I help plan the Love Thy Neighborhood Awards, which is in its 5th year this year. You know, over the 5 years, we've now selected 60 organizations, so that's 60, nonprofits and businesses that have not necessarily gotten the recognition that they deserve for the work that they do on the ground in Indianapolis neighborhoods. So, you know, this is a great way to highlight and showcase all of their efforts. Not only for the winners who take home $2,500 in unrestricted grant money, all of the finalists receive these amazing videos that you've been watching throughout the evening, so they can use those for marketing, for fundraising, to help storytell and really get to the meat of what their mission is, and then move it forward. Many of the organizations that are finalists we've worked with for decades, so for them finally to get this recognition and to be awarded and recognized for stuff that we see every day, we see every week, we see these changes take place over time, it's just wonderfully gratifying to be part of those storytelling efforts.
Thank you so much, Megan. Now, here are the 2021 finalists for the opportunity category.
Cleo's actually was born out of a request from the need of the neighborhood and the community. The 888 stores had closed, and after a community meeting where we realized that it wasn't going to be anyone from the outside, we had to do some introspection and decided that if we were really about being responsive to neighborhood and community need, then we would have to do it ourselves. We started by launching our 2-acre farm that now produces about 45 to 50,000 pounds of food a year. And probably the most recognizable piece of our food work is Cleo's Bodega and Cafe.
The Bodega helps to fill in some gaps. One, employment. A lot of our employees are from the neighborhood, so we're doing job creation within this area. Second would be for vendors, local vendors to be able to have a place where they can sell their produce, sell their products, sell their inventory at a local store. From your canned food to your bread, cleaning supplies. We either have cleaning supplies made from local vendors. You have your milk, your eggs, and fresh produce, some from our farm, others from other vendors within the city.
Definitely a dream job for me to be able to work with the land and food. We're trying to really integrate the food that we harvest here as much as we can into feeding our community directly.
And what we want to do is establish a place where 16 to 24-year-olds who are called Opportunity Youth, what we can do is help you to get paid while working on the farm and figure out that next step.
And so being able to grow our own food is a empowering, emancipatory act. And a lot of these kids, that clicks with them, and they walk away when their time here is done, kind of empowered in that regard.
So part of our long-term strategic plan is that as we continue the development of the economic corridor on Martin Luther King, is that a second facility will be built. The idea is to grow the population density along the Martin Luther King corridor that would also then create the kind of clientele needed to be able to support and sustain additional retail outlets.
Cleo's Bodega is something that came truthfully from the ground roots of our neighborhood and came about and sprung into life based off the ideas of the people. Cleo's Bodega is one of those things that comes around once in a lifetime, and I'm very happy to be a part of this.
My favorite part of being a dentist is to help people smile. I went to dental school and learned about the dentistry part, but when it comes to the business part, it was all new to me.
The Latino and Hispanic entrepreneurs here in Indiana, they have a lot of needs like cultural barriers, language barriers, or they don't have the connections. They don't know where to find resources.
Accelerate Latinx is a 7-month program that focuses on helping businesses scale up and grow. It was a partnership between the ND Chamber, Marian University, and a nonprofit out of Boston called Enterprise.
So it's a really complete program that helps entrepreneurs to understand how to manage their businesses, how to be more intentional about the strategies that they are putting in place for their business growth.
Prior to getting into the course, I was more doing the operations as just, a working bee, just trying to run the business as I thought that was the way to run it. Throughout the course, I learned of other tools that are necessary to have a better understanding and be more successful.
It has helped me with the marketing part, with the business side of it. It has helped me also build relationships with other owners
and have a better understanding of how other people run their business. We've utilized each other's expertise to take advantage in our own business.
The program was taught by Carlos Sosa. He brought to the class a very practical, down-to-earth teaching style.
Having an instructor that is bilingual, that is a Latino, that was a huge success for our entrepreneurs.
So I'm hoping that this continues, for other people that are in the same position as I.
I think this program is essential and is very helpful for our community.
It's actually a different now quality of business that I want to provide and continue to provide. And I do think that this is going to be a better year for us.
So I am very grateful that I was able to be part of this.
So a lot of times we sort of miss the business aspect because we are creators, we're artists. So when you're opening a salon, if you're new to business, you don't know where to start.
The whole idea of this event was to create a platform for small business owners to showcase their products and services. Some of the obstacles that minority businesses face is access to capital, access to resources, and access to venues, brick and mortar. So our goal is to provide those resources. We are striving to solve economic problems in our community, which is making the Black dollar last longer.
Just as a small business owner myself, it's very hard to get a platform where you can get people to see your product or even to notice you. It really helps a lot of small businesses sell and get their product out and also gets their name out there. And it's just a really good way to get yourself off the ground.
you will see a lot of grassroots businesses. We have everything from boutiques to estheticians, beauticians, we have makeup artists, we have models, skincare, hair care, anything you could probably think of under one roof.
This event is amazing for our community because we all try to support Black business, and this gives us a chance to see who some of the people are that may not advertise.
We provide a platform for local artists to perform so that they get the exposure they need to further their career. The very first event, there were 3 of us business owners and about 75 guests. Since then, it's grown to over 300 business owners and over 6,000 in attendance. Also, we have an online platform, which is the She Experience, where our vendors who are part of the She event are also able to add their products and services on our marketplace.
So the She event sort of gives you a platform to network and build with other businesses surrounding in the community that can help you sort of create a real business with that business knowledge.
And I am pleased to announce the winner in the opportunity category is Cleo's Bodega. This cafe, grocery store, and mobile shopping hub created food access for near North Side residents in what was once a food desert. Impressive work from all of our opportunity category finalists.
Ah, so amazing.
The 5th annual Lisk Indianapolis Love Thy Neighborhood Awards is presented by Merchants Bank of Indiana.
Let's go ahead and continue on with the 2021 Lisk Indianapolis Love Thy Neighborhood Awards. Today, we are recognizing community game changers in Central Indiana, learning more about their impressive efforts to help transform neighborhoods.
And now we move on to the Vitality category. This category recognizes an organization or project that has helped to retain and attract residents to underpopulated communities that leads to enhanced density and prosperity of these communities and the city.
From Inglewood, CDC, representing Parker Place, is last year's Vitality category winner. To tell us a little bit more about how the award has helped the 39-unit complex serving neighbors over 55 with affordable housing on the Near East Side of Indianapolis.
I'm Tracy Aldridge. I'm with Inglewood Community Development Corporation and Parker Place Senior Apartments, and we were the Lisk 2020 Vitality winner.
I've been out there on the streets. I have so much more peace now. Every day it's kind of like a new experience, just to wake up and have a glimpse of reality. Not to say that I have to pinch myself to see if this is all real, but it's like sometimes I lay down and I look around and I wonder, am I at home or am I at somebody else's house? I'm just thankful to be a part of Parker Place.
I think that it's always a huge encouragement for people and neighbors to have other people see what they see, which is that their place is an incredible place that they've put a lot of hard work into, that they've dreamed and thought about what this community could be to so many neighbors. It was really important for our organization that as people in this neighborhood age, they have a community that they're excited to move into that can embrace them and all that they are in a place.
Before I came here, I lived in a house with just electricity. There's no heat, no water. And that's when the VA stepped in and they found me this place and they moved me in here.
And so I think it's a huge encouragement that other people see and recognize that. And I think for some people when you're struggling to find a sense of home, just to have it voiced that this is a great place and see that other people see that. And I think especially in a year like 2020 with COVID, it brought so many difficulties for so many people. I think it really was a boost for people to know that people see them and they see the work that they've done and that they value that and appreciate that. I think there's a lot of exciting things for this neighborhood. Just across the street is Purdue Polytechnic High School and a middle school, and there's a lot of hope that we'll find ways for these two communities to merge together in regular ways. There's talks of the high school we have a small greenhouse over in this space. We have some other spaces. We have a commercial kitchen in here, and we're hopeful that we'll find some really fun ways to integrate these two buildings together and the communities that are there together into one place. And I think this neighborhood will continue to grow and change. And we're always really excited about ways that we can incorporate the neighbors that we know as an organization and as neighbors in this place into the life and let them dream up how they want to see that change and how they get incorporated into that and the gifts and things that they bring. So I'm really excited. I think there's a lot to come in the years ahead.
Hi, my name is Joe Hansen. I'm with the Indianapolis Neighborhood Housing Partnership. We are pleased to once again have the opportunity to sponsor the Vitality category for the Love Thy Neighborhood Awards. This category represents the energy and spirit, and most of all, the prosperity of neighborhoods. The work of these finalists closely aligns with INHP's vision that every resident should live in a safe, decent, and affordable home in a vibrant neighborhood. Their work also mirrors INHP's work to increase the supply of affordable housing through various initiatives, such as building single-family homes, like the one we're standing in front of, recently completed, and the hammers that you can hear in the background, perhaps. We're pleased to work with these partners because they have exhibited the level of commitment and energy to contribute to the vitality of the neighborhoods that they represent. So congratulations to the finalists, and thank you for the work that you do for the people and for the neighborhoods.
Thank you, Joe. Now here are the 2021 finalists for the Vitality category.
It started when I was looking for a physical space for a studio, and we happened to come across this firehouse. We finally were able to acquire it, but in that time while we were coming over here, we started working in this community. Firehouses were a place of safety and security, and we want to bring that back to this neighborhood. We want our neighbors to feel like this is a safe space for them, but more than that, that this is kind of that beacon of light, that catalyst for reviving the neighborhood and making it that safe space again. The Aspire House is an organization. It's a physical space for the community to come together, to have classes, collaborate, enjoy each other. But more than that, we're an organization that serves the neighborhood that surrounds the building.
First thing we did when we opened it up, we realized that there was going to be a lot of work to do. So we've, over the last number of years, have just been working on it and cleaning it out and getting it ready for construction so that we can really come to life in a way and that we vision that it can be used here in the community.
First floor of the building will be all of the public space for our community to use. The back of the firehouse will become semi-commercial kitchen. We're happy to be providing 4 new units for people to live in, for families to come over here and live in, because that's one of our initiatives, is to regenerate the neighborhood, get more neighbors in here, and build some housing.
The garden was a grant process. We worked alongside Home Depot to get the funds. We have made this space to bring kids and families and our seniors together so that they can grow the fruits and vegetables and herbs that they'll need to have a healthy lifestyle.
Before, I just mainly stayed on the street that I lived on, and I didn't know other people in the neighborhood. Now I'm really excited about Inspire House coming here to help out with the neighborhood and beautify the neighborhood. Even just coming down there helping with the garden. I'm meeting people that I didn't know lived over here.
Our long-term goals are to build an enclave over here so that it becomes a very vibrant neighborhood. But we're committed to it, to bringing back retail, to bringing back artists, to bringing back educators, to an enclave of people who live together, work together, and then can thrive off of each other. And so in the next 10 to 20 years, Aspire House will be here doing that.
We envision the Near West neighborhood to be a place where access to resources and opportunities are available to all people. Our organization wishes to help people achieve these opportunities in the context of a supportive community. One Home at a Time is a multifaceted organization that focuses on affordable housing for veterans, roofing, and community building.
In the past year, we have renovated 5 homes in the Near West to become affordable housing for low-income families and homeless veterans. Not only do we install roofing, gutters, and siding, we work to educate homeowners on resources available to maintain or repair the exterior of their home. We have also worked with local parks, completed neighborhood cleanups, and worked with Matchbook Learning School 63 to develop an outdoor learning space to teach the students about the ecosystem in their own backyard.
When we're looking at our community, it's a very underserved community, and so being able to help one family at a time makes a big difference as we are trying to put an imprint on the lives of those that are serving here in the community.
Not too often do you get a river, a pond, and a school on the same plot of land. We can utilize this space to help the students with their outdoor learning. We're working with indie parks to build shelters where the students can learn no matter what the weather is.
And so being able to provide shelters where they're actually able to do some outside learning will help foster that whole realm of them being educated, not only here in the classroom, but also seeing that there's other spaces that they can learn in.
Main goal is just to increase learning and engagement for our students, and then also in turn bring that to their parents and their extended families to bring pride into the neighborhood and just let them see what a unique area we're in.
In terms of making our neighborhood more vital, One Home at a Time really stands behind its name, always working to increase neighborhood vitality by improving one home at a time, while also hoping to inspire the children who will be our future policymakers. We genuinely believe quality of life begins at home. It's in your streets, around your community, and within our greatest assets, the people.
Showing up in the morning, walking and running together, that is the first step to people building confidence in themselves.
Gets the blood flowing when you got everybody out there in the circle, you know, saying the Serenity Prayer and just starting your day off right.
Back on My Feet is a national nonprofit. We help people experiencing homelessness and addiction recovery through the power of running and community support and providing employment and housing resources. Anybody who joins Back on My Feet, they agree to attend morning circle ups on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings at 5:45 a.m. We feel like if you're successful in those morning circle ups, that means you're probably going to wake up and be on time and be successful in other areas of your life.
A lot of mornings you just don't want to get up, but when you make the effort and get out of bed, when you're done, you're just so happy you got it done and you started your day off right.
Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I would be actually running again. But I have a mental perseverance with my run, and that incorporates into my life of what I'm trying to do in recovery.
Combination between having an income source and combining that with knowledge.
On a more practical side, we provide workforce development. So we support people through helping them write resumes, apply to jobs, fill in some skill gaps that they might have when it comes to employment. And we have volunteers engaged at all levels of our program.
So I've been a volunteer for 7 years, and it's awesome to see, guys come into the program, men and women come into the program who, just made, maybe a couple bad decisions or sort of down on their luck, and see them turn their lives around through running and walking and through the other services that Back on My Feet provides.
And it's amazing to see the transformation that people go through, and then it's amazing to see how we're growing and how we're helping more and more people experience significant change.
It really gives you something to reach out to and hold on to. You get a sense of belonging.
I get through those miles, those last couple miles that I want to give up. Now I'm able to get through those.
We want to help tens of thousands of people across the United States.
I see lives being transformed by it each and every day, and I just want to say I'm very grateful for that.
How far are we gonna run? Forever. Who are we?
Back on My Feet.
How long are we gonna run?
Forever.
1, 2, 3.
Back on My Feet.
Woo! I am so pleased to announce the winner in the Vitality category is Aspire House, located in the North neighborhood. Aspire House focuses on community redevelopment and social justice, which is so important nowadays. Congrats to all of the Vitality category finalists and to Aspire House for taking home the $2,500 prize. Ooh.
Very good. And our last finalist category is education. This category recognizes an organization or project that has contributed significantly to the enhancement of the learning opportunities in communities from cradle to career. Collectively, these finalists work to secure access to quality schools, empower youth in civic engagement, and improve employment skills for adults.
We take a moment to catch up with Recycle Force, last year's education category winner, to tell us a little bit more about their commitment to reducing crime through employment and job training while improving the environment through electronics recycling.
Hi, I'm Greg Kiesling from Recycle Force, and we're the 2020 winner of the Education Award from LISC.
Our main mission at Recycle Force is to help people that are coming out of jail and prison, help them reintegrate back into society. And we recycle. But our main mission is actually the people. We want people to better themselves, but they also need a paycheck. And a lot of times they're being pulled between bettering themselves and not getting a paycheck, or getting a paycheck but not really bettering themselves. So what we do is we actually pay people to do the training.
Well, LISC is a very important organization for our city, and to gain acknowledgement from LISC about our program was very, very critical. But it also allowed us to showcase our work here, you know, especially in a category that's education, that is a little bit, most people don't see what we're doing here as education, but it is. We're helping people come home and reintegrate back into civil society from prison and jail.
I came through Recycle Force almost 7.5 years ago. A lot of people here is here because something they done in their past, you know. And when you get here now, our whole motto is to look forward of what you're gonna do in the future now, do not worry about your past.
The video was so well done, and it really defined our program and explained our program, that it's been shown before the United States Congress, to the Education and Labor Committee. It's resulted in new grants for us, and we're going to be able to serve over the next couple years over 600 people. That is directly related, I think, to the publicity we got from this opportunity.
I have an 18-year-old daughter. I have a 5-year-old son. I spend all my extra time with them, and it's wonderful. This place has helped me learn how to focus. This place has helped me learn how to maintain an adult life, responsibilities. Without this place, I really don't know where I'd be.
Thank you so much, Greg. Now here are the 2021 finalists for the education category.
We are trying to meet kids where they dream. Really opening up the possibilities of who they could be and changing the narrative of who they've been told they are. Our mission is community transformation. Through the power of self-expression and community involvement, we empower youth and families to change their lives. We get to the root causes of poverty, crime, delinquency, and try to provide resources, tools, and access for families to overcome those barriers. Most of our kids have been suspended or expelled from a traditional school system. A lot of them didn't have the traditional school supports. And so we really try to fill in that gap with meaningful, culturally relevant educational experiences. We have a credit recovery program where they can actually earn high school credits here and take that back to their home school or graduate. We have a partnership with Southeast Community Center and Martin University where they can get their GED, or they have their e-learning that comes with them from their home school.
They really care. They really want to get you where you want to be.
All of our programs and services fall under our 4 pillars: to be healed, educated, disciplined, and creative.
We focus on healing in the community through relationship building and providing healing-centered resources to the community.
We are working with our young men and showing them that they are able to control themselves. They are capable of more than the circumstance that brought them to this program.
It's looking at how young people, their families, and the community educate each other. And so we look at how to replicate that throughout the city and state.
Creativity is a pivotal tool, not only for individual development and community building, but I believe that it's actually transformative for our society.
I want them to have a home-cooked meal, so I literally come in here and put my heart and soul into our meals.
91% of our kids do not reoffend, and that is the lowest that Marion County has seen in the last 5 years. They are building better relationships. Their understanding, the empathy has increased. And so I think the collective impact is just moving towards this space of like healing. How do we start to move forward as a community and work with each other differently?
Esta comunidad
es muy especial para mí. Llegué a ellos en un momento muy difícil en mi vida. Me dieron muchas cosas sin siquiera ellos saberlos. Me dieron un oficio, algo que nunca pensé que pudiera yo lograr. Me dieron la oportunidad de poder acceder a una certificación, algo que en otros lugares no me lo permitieron. Y de ellos he recibido muchas cosas buenas.
The Latinas Welding Guild is a nonprofit that focuses on low to moderate income women who want to learn how to weld for a career and become financially independent.
We have multiple different courses. We offer them. They're 9 to 10 week courses, and they really encompass everything within the welding world. So we take a technical book learning as well with hands-on training.
It's a safe space for them to ask questions, to get to know each other, to get to know me and the instructor, and just really get a lot of hands-on experience where they might not get that at a technical school.
The women that come in, they're usually a little bit timid, they're shy, they don't know what's going on because they feel like it's a world that they cannot enter. And I'm here to stress, like, hey, welding's for everybody. It's a trade that anyone can accomplish if they put their mind to it.
To me, it was like a dangerous job, that's something that I would never get into. And then taking this course and then learning the art behind it, it just made me feel more comfortable on just being able to, hey, I can do this. Hey, look, I just made a straight line. I was able to strike a fire. I was able to put something together. And my first 2 joints that I put together, it was happy for me. I thought it was a work of art. Having the certification and being a welder, it has made a really great impact. It has put me in a place where I'm happy that I made this choice.
We want to just keep growing, expanding our courses, bringing on more staff, and basically just fabricate custom work all the time and get more women out there. They get reputations and they have their own careers going.
Para mí, Latinas Welding de verdad es una familia bien bonita que trata de apoyarnos a veces de una o de otra forma, y yo espero seguir con ellos mucho tiempo más.
It's been a desire of this neighborhood for literally a generation to see this place that was once a job creator for the community to come back into a new life to serve the neighborhood.
PR Mallory redevelopment is a redevelopment of a former industrial legacy campus in the Inglewood neighborhood. It has a long history of innovation and creativity on the site, and it is now the home to 2 schools, Purdue Polytechnic High School and Paramount Inglewood. One of the main goals was to save a couple historic buildings on the PR Mallory campus and revitalize the campus to provide some community spaces for neighbors, as well as create a center of education and innovation and creativity on the Near East Side.
The kinds of educational success that leads to financial success is very, very limited. And the idea of bringing education into this campus was a way of creating choice within our neighborhood around those things.
2/3 of our students come from the neighborhood of Inglewood, and so they have a priority when it comes to selection of students that are coming to our school, which really helps us to cater to the community and the students that's in our neighborhood.
What's exciting is the amount of kids who can directly have a great pipeline to a top-tier university. So we think about students starting with us in middle school, transitioning to a high-quality high school option, who gets direct admittance into Purdue University. That pipeline is strong.
Our values are communication, collaboration, and innovation. They manage their time. They are responsible and held accountable for their work. They work in groups quite often. Our school is really diverse in lots of ways, and we value that as we work in our groups and as we work with the community.
We really see this as just the beginning of our partnership. We are really looking at ways that we can further community partnerships so that we can really build out the school's potential.
You know, as I watch this project develop, you also see the community develop. You start to see that deeper sense of pride in your neighborhood as something that once upon a time had great history evolve into this beautiful beacon in the community.
I think the sky is the limit on what could happen in the community while our students are engaged.
And we are pleased to announce the winner in the education category is the PR Mallory redevelopment for Purdue Polytechnic High School and Paramount Inglewood Junior High. This collaborative effort brought together neighbors and stakeholders to create a campus that serves its direct users and the neighborhood as a whole.
So awesome. Congratulations to all of the education category finalists and to Purdue Polytechnic High School and Paramount Inglewood Junior High for taking home $2,500 in unrestricted funds.
Today, it's all about those groups and projects that have inspired a sense of community in what has so often been an isolated time. Over the last year and a half, Indy residents have gained a new appreciation for the central role that our neighborhoods play. In 5 different categories, the Love Thy Neighborhood Awards provide examples of Hoosiers making Indianapolis a better place to live, work, and play. So my thanks to LISC for continuing this ceremony for the 5th year in a row, the 2nd year during the pandemic. They show just how important the work we recognize today truly is. And of course, my thanks to all the finalists. It is because of you that our city is able to thrive, even in challenging times. For that, this city of neighborhoods is grateful. I thank you.
All right, now to the final stretch of the 5th annual LISC Indianapolis Love Thy Neighborhood Awards. We recognize 4 deserving organizations with a top award of $2,500 in each category.
That's good stuff. By now, you've seen all 12 stories of our finalists. It's now up to you to vote for your favorite. The winner will receive an unrestricted $5,000 grant from LISC Indianapolis.
Ooh, that's a lot of money, a lot of opportunity. Okay, so here it goes. To vote, all you need to do is go to wishtv.com/neighborhoods right now. There you can vote on who you believe should receive that $5,000 grant.
Voting open through Saturday, September 4th. We'll announce the winner on Daybreak right here on Wish TV on Wednesday, September 8th.
I can't wait. The Love Thy Neighborhood Awards really showcase the amazing work that's being done in our neighborhoods all across the city.
And of course, we hope that these stories have inspired you as much as they have us.
Back with us now is LISC Indianapolis Executive Director Dr. David Hampton on how this important work continues throughout the year and how we can get more involved in LISC's initiatives.
Well, congratulations to all of our finalists and winners today. Your work does not go unnoticed. We celebrate you. We highlight the great work you do in our central Indiana neighborhoods, and your work to face the challenges daily is certainly appreciated by all Indianapolis residents. LISC Indianapolis is intent on addressing some of the complex issues that face our underserved communities, such as issues of life expectancy, closing the racial wealth gap, economic mobility. We address some of the social determinants of health, and so as we look at issues within our city around poverty, mental illness, food insecurity, LISC is intent on working to address those issues as well as collaborating with other organizations. And so if you'd like to collaborate with us, please don't hesitate to reach out. We need your help. Like every organization, LISC had to adjust and to adapt to the pandemic, really in ways that help us better serve the communities we work with. For example, we moved into the small business ecosystem and pushed over $1 million to 200 local businesses, most of whom were minority and women-owned. We also provided small grants to about 13 community centers and community development corporations, which helped them to encounter the issues they faced, basic needs, some of the administrative support systems that are in place. We also deployed zero interest business loans and PPP loans to small businesses and organizations unable to access those monies through a bank. As we have seen tonight, and we've seen the stories of our wonderful finalists. Their work does not go unnoticed, but the work continues, and we cannot do it alone. Really, it takes a village, and we're stronger together. We need the voices of our residents, we need the voices of our community, and really we need the hands of everyone to overcome the challenges we face in the city of Indianapolis. But I think together we can do it.
And a big thank you to Dr. David Hampton for LISC's important role in building healthy and resilient neighborhoods in Indianapolis. And thank you to all of our viewers, of course, for tuning in to the 5th Annual Love Thy Neighborhood Awards on Wish TV.
And congratulations, really, we're so proud of you, to all of those finalists and winners today. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about any of these 12 organizations and vote for the People's Choice Award, don't forget about that. Just head over to wishtv.com. Have a good night.
We really create unique experiences here where folks can truly engage with whatever the subject is of the play. Really make sure that folks walk away learning something or thinking about something differently.
Our main goal is to end the HIV/AIDS epidemic. And in doing so, we continue to educate and empower individuals in our community.
We want to eliminate every barrier and challenge that they have. We want them to be able to focus on living and not surviving.
We had to do some introspection and decided that if we were really about being responsive to neighborhood and community need, then we would have to do it ourselves.
Accelerate Latinx is a 7-month program that focuses on helping businesses scale up and grow.
The whole idea of this event was to create a platform for small business owners to showcase their products and services.
We want our neighbors to feel like this is a safe space for them, that this is kind of that beacon of light, that catalyst for reviving the neighborhood and making it that safe space again.
We envision the Near West neighborhood to be a place where access to resources and opportunities are available to all people.
We help people experiencing homelessness and addiction recovery through the power of running and community support and providing employment and housing resources.
We are trying to meet kids where they dream, really opening up the possibilities of who they could be.
The Latinas Welding Guild focuses on low to moderate income women who want to learn how to weld for a career and become financially independent.
We are really looking at ways that we can further community partnerships so that we can really build out the school's potential.
The 5th Annual LISC Indianapolis Love Thy Neighborhood Awards is presented by Merchants Bank of Indiana.